This latest bus crash in Thailand is breaking news. It occurred around the early hours of Monday 21st, 2 a.m. I understand, and it was a passenger bus traveling from Nong Khai in the northeast of Thailand, heading south to Rayong, and then, of course, on to Pattaya. Well, that was the intention. There is limited details thus far because this is a developing story, but sadly it's a story that pops up in the Thai media again and again and again and again. At the time of this press release, authorities are now investigating the cause of this crash. And of course, recommendations will be made, and I'm sorry to say that the changes will not be implemented in any way.
I can't remember any significant initiative by any government to try to change the road safety culture.
And the way this incident is being described in the media is so reminiscent of a horrific experience that I had here late last year. So you may remember I rode my motor scooter from Jomtien all the way up to Chiang Mai. And when I got there, my visa was almost over. I had to take a bus from Chiang Mai across the north of Thailand over to Udon Thani, Nong Khai, and then into Laos to renew my visa. So bus travel across regional Thailand is so affordable. And I boarded one of these 60-person double-decker buses around 8 p.m. at night. And by 11 p.m, the lights had been dimmed, and me, like most of the people on the bus, had fallen asleep. Now, I woke with a fright around 11:30 p.m. to the sound of a roaring bus engine. I looked out the window into the darkness and could make out the trees and bush and jungle whizzing by. So I looked out the front windscreen of the bus and I could see that we were hurtling down a massive hill into the darkness, not illuminated by any outdoor lights, only the headlights of the bus. I could see the outline of trees in the darkness on either side of us, and I could just make out that the road on either side dropped away. Now, how far that drop went down, who's to say? What worried me most is the bus driver was clearly not allowing for any margin of error. We would have been doing approximately 100 kilometers per hour or 65 miles an hour down a dark, massive decline, and at the base of this massive gully there was a little kink to the right and the road inclined again. And I realized if on the road there's any kind of distraction, any rogue soy dog of the night crossing, or a pothole that's arisen since the last rains, or God forbid, like a python crossing the road. These things happen all the time in Thailand. Anything to cause the driver to slightly overcorrect in his steering, and me and him and the 40-odd other passengers, it's likely that we'd be through the Armco and off over the side into the jungle. I'll censor this out, but I'm going to swear. I remember vividly sitting in that bus seat, looking around, and every other passenger was asleep, and saying to myself, and I quote, "What the f***? What the actual f***?" Now, in Australia in this situation, well, it wouldn't happen because hills and gullies of this size, big trucks and buses, passenger buses, are limited to 40 kilometers an hour or 30 mile an hour max. There's speed cameras there, and commercial drivers just cannot exceed those limits across the country, right? Honestly, in your home country, you would have got up out of your seat and gone, and I'm sure you or I would have grabbed the driver and said, "Slow down, what the hell do you think you're doing?" But in this instance, I couldn't do that. I'm in a foreign country with not enough Thai to have that conversation. He has no English. 2/3 of the passengers on that bus, they're all Thai locals. This behavior is absolutely the norm, and they don't care. I suspect the locals would prefer to get to Udon Thani in that 10-hour time slot and just try and get on with their day or evening, right? I was on a time frame too. My visa was about to run out. I had to get to Udon Thani, to go to Nong Khai, to cross the border so I could renew my visa. In any other situation, I think I would have gotten off that bus and just done something else. But it was one of those rare, weird times of your life where you feel completely vulnerable, where you put your entire safety in the hands of someone else. And I rarely get that sensation. I get it when I step onto an aeroplane and I have no control. If you get onto a boat or a train or a bus, your autonomy goes out the window. Now, statistically, a fatal crash on a boat or a train or an aeroplane or a bus in your home country is very low. On a bus doing overland evening long distance trips in Thailand, the statistics, these passenger bus crashes keep happening over and over and over here. If we scroll through this bus transport website, you can see the sheer number of buses that are used to traverse this country. Much more for the Thai locals than using air travel. It's just so much more affordable. What did I say about snakes crossing the road? There's a dead one, happens all the time. That might be enough to distract a bus driver. It really is a little bit like the Wild West out here. And if you are coming here, let me take this opportunity to say, please book your travel insurance ahead of time. I have a link in my description. I highly recommend Safety Wing. It really is the cheapest insurance that I can find across the board on the internet. If you're coming to Thailand in 2025, I've got a new website, goonadrift.net. All the information about the Safety Wing travel insurance scheme is on there. You can just press one link. And if you sign up using my affiliate link, I get a small kickback as well, which would be an incredible financial help to me. So what can we do about the bus safety issue and these crashes, these fatal crashes that happen again and again? And I've been mulling this over in my head, and very little, really. I know road safety for the Thai Prime Minister is a really big issue for her, and she's come out again and again and said, look, we need to do something about this. But I think what she's up against is that deeply ingrained Thai Buddhist sabai, what will be way of thinking here. And to convince an entire industry of buses to slow down and prioritize road safety before those profits, what can we as foreigners visiting Thailand do in the short term? I, for one, will be doing my utmost never to take one of these long distance overnight trips again, because overnight seems to be where the accidents always happen. In the future, if I have to do regional travel over a long distance, it will either be in the daytime on a bus where there's more accountability because there's simply more eyes open, or I'll be taking a plane or driving a private car where you can have a chat to the driver and say, look, I don't want to travel at night. I don't want to be speeding. I'm sorry this one's a bit of a downer, but I had to address this. My news feed on Facebook is just full of these bus crashes every week. And I don't want any of my friends to get injured. Please stay safe. Thank you for tuning in. Check out my new website, goonadrift.net. It's got Cut the Anchor, Go On Adrift merch now, new t-shirts and hoodies. If you're watching from a very cold part of the world, I won't be needing a hoodie here in Thailand anytime soon, but thank you for tuning in. I'll see you again shortly, and please stay safe, everyone.